So, you want to start with a cheers? Let's start with a cheers.
No.
All right, hold on.
Hey, you're new in this place, aren't you?
Wait a minute. We'll do that again. No, I'm not ready yet. Ready? 1, 2, 3, live.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey, you too.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Stephen Edward from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, the Loft Warehouse. Man, that's a long name. I'm Stephen Edward and I sell Detroit. I'm here with my good client and friend Gretchen. I want to say congratulations on the sale of your house. Cheers.
So how did you two meet?
I'll let you take it.
We met here. We were sitting at the corner of the bar, and I introduced myself to Stephen and said that, and he told me he was a realtor. So I said, well, I've had bad experiences with realtors, so I have my mom's house to sell.
Yeah, I completely remember that because I didn't know if I should say anything. I just kind of listened, and she was like, that realtor of mine. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to say something. I'm like, hey, today's your lucky day. I'm a realtor too. And after hearing what she said, you know, I kind of said, no, this is what I would do. I mean, you know, here's some free advice, you know. Yeah.
Yep, and when I left here, I was pretty impressed at Steve's enthusiasm. He liked what he was doing, and that made an impression on me.
So what was one of the main differentiators that made Stephen Edward unique and different over other realtors that you have worked with in the past?
Well, he was hands-on. He took his work seriously, he took it enthusiastically, and he was concerned about me being able to sell my mother's house. It's a difficult situation when you gotta sell your deceased mother's home.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Steve, when you're approached with a sensitive situation like that, you know, share a little bit about your I guess your sense of style and how you make somebody feel more comfortable by embracing that emotional, you know, component of that sale process. That's something that's very personal and in an emotional situation. Tell everybody how you approach that and make Gretchen feel more comfortable with you.
Yeah, the most important thing you do as an agent that takes his job seriously is you really need to listen to what the client has to say, because you work for the client. This is a people business. So you have to listen to what they're saying. What do they want? What's important to them? Is there time constraints? Is there family issues? And really find out what the important aspects are and then focus on them and make it happen.
Fantastic. So Gretchen, what were some of the noticeable marketing tactics that Stephen Edward brought to you as an offering that other realtors might be missing on and they can learn from?
Well, my prior realtor thought that marketing was putting a lockbox on the front door and leaving. With Steve, he approached it full speed ahead with having an open house where he got a lot of people and he was able to show the home to a lot of different individuals who might be interested.
Fantastic. And Steve, what makes your open houses so unique?
What made the house so unique was that it was not the pre-sale, but it was the marketing of the open house coming and then not having anybody access the house for a period of 2 weeks. So the first time I showed the house was at the open house. So here you got all this excitement building and everybody showed up to the front door at the same time. That's what made the biggest difference.
So when you think about marketing, you have the MLS, the IDX, standard stuff that realtors
That's all
use.
standard, absolutely.
Talk about the strategy that Stephen Edward uses to help sell clients like Gretchen that goes beyond the listing.
Exactly, it's a great question. And one of the things that I did was when I previewed the house with Gretchen, she walked me through the house and she pinpointed out, I remember my childhood here and in my backyard here, and we have this tree growing here and all these things that made the house beautiful to her. I remember that. And so what I did is I put together a video and I did a walkthrough through the property to build the hype of the property prior to the open house. So I hit all the social media channels, which I have myself. It's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, So that's above and beyond your traditional MLS. You know, it syndicates to Zillow and Realtor and all the other sites as well. But that's really where my focus was, is let's hit the people who are really interested.
Excellent. And Gretchen, what did you see, I guess, when he did the walkthrough and you saw him videotaping the house and he started to pay attention to those memories across your life journey? You know, talk a little bit about that. What made that, you know, a trigger in your heart and soul to say, you know what, I trust him. I have confidence in him.
And he captured in his photographs on the website all the things that were special about that house, about the trees, the acreage, the gazebo, you name it.
Wow.
Steve captured that on the website, and anybody who looked at that would definitely want to find out more.
So by doing that, Steve, would you say that you were able to by listening to Gretchen, you learned how to position the sell of this home and hit the emotion of a buyer so that they can already envision they're in the house, their family living there?
Yeah, that was part of the plan, was to capture the emotion of the buyer,
Right.
the potential buyer,
Right.
and have them you know, gravitate towards the love for this house. And one of the things that we did was, you had this photo album of pictures of the house when all the trees and flowers were in bloom in their prime season. So I used some of those pictures in the listing to capture the beauty of the house. And I think that really made a difference, because when we sold the house, it wasn't prime season for the plants and the flowers. So we used some of those pictures to say, hey, this is what it looks like in prime season.
So you did one open house. How many days post open house did it take to finalize the sale of the home?
If I remember, we had multiple offers probably 5 to 7 days after the open house.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
So going beyond the listing, marketing, listening to your client, earning their trust, first earning their confidence so that they can earn your trust is a part of the strategy. Then that makes Steve and Edward, you know, I Sell Detroit, unique and different. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wonderful. Gretchen, anything else you'd like to add in terms of Steve's quality and his character and his approach?
Yes, I would. I think all the individuals that are striving to find someone to get the best outreach of information on the facility, their home that they're trying to sell, needs to try Steve and Edward.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. You know, and we sold it successfully. We maintained our friendship. We communicate all the time. Here's to selling your house.
Cheers.
Thank you for choosing me. I appreciate it.
I'm thankful that you did.
Isn't it funny when you're on camera all of a sudden?
Actually, the much better on the audio too.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem. See, when I tell the truth, and I felt passionate about this, you know I did.
No, it was a big deal for me because you know, there's different stages when you sell a house. There's you know, and you were in a situation where it was like I had to bring you out of this depressed, you know, like it's not going to happen, and turn around and make it a win now, you know. And I think, if I remember correctly, we listed your house and we actually got $20,000 more than what we listed it for, which is where you wanted to be.
Yes, exactly.
So the strategy, the whole thing worked.
Yeah.
You know,
It did.
it worked like textbook.
It did. And I was
I'm like,
so
damn it,
relieved.
you better work, come on.
Yeah,
I'm doing all the right stuff.
Yeah.
Just keep talking. Now I want some of that like behind the scenes stuff, like the
Sure.
lights, you know, that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
And it was really important to me that we have someone that appreciated the land, as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And the current buyers, they do. They do.
Do they?
Yeah, when they first moved in, I didn't hold them to that. This year, I told them, I gave you a break last year, so I'm not giving you any break this
Probation's
year.
over.
Exactly. So it's all worked out well.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I can
Good.
still look over at my mom's house and say, yeah, Mom, you're still at the front door, and I'm still sending my kisses your way. So, yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it was
That's
very
awesome.
important to me.
I remember you had that one neighbor that came out of the woodwork that wanted the house, and then they still, after I told them what you wanted,
Yeah.
they still lowballed us.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, we're giving you the golden ticket.
Exactly, and there are people that looked at that house, oh, it's worth $500,000 easy, and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't willing to just stretch it out for years.
Right.
You know, for me, I was taking care of 3 homes. We're not so
Yeah, you got a full plate.
and I couldn't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, 3 property taxes, 3 utility bills, 3 maintenance bills.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot to
it
take.
was.
Yeah.
It was. I thank you again.
Well, I'm glad maybe we'll get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
You guys wanna do the scene at